Good Friday morning. Rita Jan Gaiman here, and I am bringing you one of my most prized paintings. Now, because of the light bouncing off in all directions here, it's hard to see this. So it's hard to see how dark this actually is, but I'm going to push it forward, and you can see how dark the colors really are. This is a couple who are skinny dipping. They're swimming naked, and they are in the 50 plus crowd, and I painted them that way. They have silver hair that is shimmering in the light that is passing down through the water, and they are swimming, looking for this treasure that is right here. Here's the treasure. And this treasure that is under, this painting is currently called Black Treasure, but I'm listing it on my site as Looking for Treasure, because there's the treasure right there. And I don't really, even though it's dark down here, I don't really want to call it Black Treasure, because it's really about the couple looking for the treasure. It's not about how dark it is there. So I just want to confirm for you that the painting itself is darker than, because the light is bouncing around, a little bit of light is passing through the canvas a little bit. So I'm gonna once again hold it up close so that you can see how dark it. There we go. There we go. That shows you how dark it is. It was catching the golden light from this side, and it was kind of looking more reflective than it actually is. There we go. That shows it to you. With this light, the cold white light kind of helps show you what its nature is really like. I specifically painted her hair very long. It's silvery, but it's very long, and I put a lot of texture in how her hair is flowing around in the water. That's what it looks like when it's in the water, and his hair is the same way, but it's shorter, so it's kind of like flowing behind him and everything. This piece is an absolutely brilliant piece of mine, if I do say so myself, and it's about the adventures that people who are in the 50 plus crowd, that they can go on together, whether you're in your 80s, your hundreds, or you're as young as 70s, or you're even younger than that, and if you're actually in the 50s crowd, which is, barely qualified enough to get into my art market, these couples are going on these adventures together. They're looking for this buried treasure, and they're naked, and it's hot, and it's sexy, and they're under this ocean, and the light is pouring down, and it's highlighting the golden treasure that is waiting for them, and it's sorry, it's so great. Now, some artists of the 20th century, they have been more open about previously to the 20th century, especially to the 21st century. Art depicting money, it had to be showing displays of wealth, such as a king or nobleman might have, but art that actually depicted actual money, or actual like dollar signs or treasure or pound signs, that was considered a little bit more gauche. It was considered a little bit less, unless you were famous enough to where it made it trendy, it was considered a little bit less than proper. But this is something that's been very typical of the late 20th century and the early 21st century, is this pattern of making art that really depicts what you really want to depict. If you want to show money, it shows money. It shows money, and it's okay. It's okay to be open and honest about your wealth and your accumulations. And what this piece, now I want to point out one thing. When you buy this piece, this is listed for $6,000 on my website. When you buy this piece, the signature will be underneath his arm. I specifically put my signature down first so that his arm would actually be waving over it as he swam through the water. So that's one of the signs of authenticity of this piece. Not that I keep my signature hidden every time, because I don't, but in this piece I just wanted to point out to you that if you can't find my signature, it's right under his arm right there, and that's where it is, and I painted that in first before I put in his arm. So I just wanted to, for anyone who's buying this and needs a little bit of authenticity, then that's your sign. This is directly from the artist herself. That's fine and it's okay. So, what I love about this piece and what makes this piece so special to me is that it has all of the elements of me that I personally value. I love mystery. I love depth. I love coldness. In reality, a couple like this wouldn't be swimming in water this cold or this deep without protective equipment, such as, I don't know, skin suits to keep the cold out, to keep them warm, and maybe oxygen tanks and things like that. So this is a fantasy piece. This is what you can achieve with painting that you cannot achieve with photography. In painting, you can truly create a true fantasy piece. In photography, in order to get this shot, they would have to do a lot of photoshopping to make the water deeper than it really is, because they're not actually going to be able to swim this deep or have this much light or whatever. Okay, so this is a fantasy piece. It's very deep. It's very cold, and they're very naked in it. And they're swimming together, and they see the golden treasure that is dimly lit from all the rays that are trying to penetrate down through all that depth of water. And it's very dark and black all around that. And I'm over here kissing my paintings. Mwah! I love this piece. What I want you to know is that when you buy this piece, it will be a sign of adventure. This piece is for an adventurer. This piece is not for, if you stay at home and you like your comfort, but you like to dream about adventure, then yes, this painting could be for you. But if you don't actually like any type of adventure, even dreaming about it, then this painting might kind of stress you out every time you look at it. It might be a little bit jarring to you. Maybe you want some jarring, I don't know. But this painting would be perfect for somebody who is a natural-born adventurer, who wants to go out and do some more wild, crazy fantasy adventures with his partner or with her partner, if a lady's buying this. Mwah. And I just kiss my paintings a lot because I love them so much. I love my artwork. What can I say? I'm one of those artists that are like, oh, art, my art. Mwah, ah, I love it so much. So, this piece is, I know, I'm that in love with my art paintings. Ah, okay, enough of my histrionics. Okay, this is, guys, have you heard of the Hysteria machine? There's this Hysteria machine, and there's actually an episode about it on Boston Legal, where it's a machine that it's steam powered, and it has this pumping phallus with different tips that you can put on it. And it was something that was invented by a doctor who was tired of an old 18th century doctor who was tired of essentially fingering his female patients, because that was during that time when a woman had sexual desires, they called it hysteria. And so the doctor would come in and he would sexually satisfy her, not by putting his penis inside of her, but by putting by fingering her or rubbing her and getting her off into a sexual climax. And during this sexual climax, she would calm down. She wouldn't be hysterical anymore. And because doctors were having to do this a lot, this one doctor, he was really tired from that, and he invented a hysteria machine that would do the job for him. And so it's steam powered, and it has this pumping action that's sideways, and it's a phallus, and you can put little tips on the phallus for different kinds of sensations. It is an old-fashioned dildo. But anyway, it's an old-fashioned vibrator. But anyway, when I was talking about histrionics, it made me think of the Hysteria machine. This piece is on the back. I've put Black Treasure, but I think I'm gonna scratch that out and put Looking for Treasure on it before I actually ship it off to you. It will have a certificate of authenticity on it, and my signature is right underneath there. But I don't know. I like it. I like how wild and deep and adventurous and cool it is. And I like the fact that they found their treasure. Because, it's gold. So, I mean, it's not a fiat currency, so it's obviously really good. Have a lovely Friday.